Welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I'm your host for today, Michelle Dawes-Bird, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood here in Atlanta. We, like so many other people in the Southeast, experienced Hurricane Zeta. She came through Wednesday night, and unfortunately, quite a few of us still do not have power. A lot of people here in the Atlanta area do not have power. Traffic lights are out, so it's just been a couple of days of people trying to bounce back and get back on their feet. And so it's unfortunate that we don't have everyone that's going to be able to watch us today, but we're going to record it, so when people have power and it's restored, they'll be able to check us out. 75 million people have already early voted already. I mean, this is just historic. People have gotten out in the past 3 weeks or so and casted their votes early because it's just all votes matter. Everything is just critical at this point. The ballot and the ticket is going to be pretty heavy. A lot of people running for Senate, the presidential race, everything. And every minute when you're watching television, you're seeing a campaign commercial or ad come across or come through. If you have not early voted already, we encourage and ask, and please go and vote on Tuesday, November 3rd. Polls open as early as 7 a.m. I think they're going to be closing at 7 p.m. It's going to be something, right? Quite a few people will have mailed in their ballots as well. So again, every vote matters. Please do not think that yours does not, because it does. It's very important. Today's topic is dealing with sexual addictions. And I just want to thank everybody that has joined in and tuned in and provided comments and so forth for the show. Just want to give a little background for the new listeners today. It's all about creatively collaborating and connecting to raise awareness regarding the issues that impact women. We do it by so many different ways. We do it by community service efforts. We do it by public speaking. We mentor, and we do it through workshops, and we do it through this platform, the media, the arts. And so we've been doing this now for a little bit. You know, we enjoy it, and we have an opportunity to bring people in that we feel are subject matter experts to talk about the things that we think are important to us today. And today is no different. I have a guest on the phone, Mr. Eddie Capparucci, here to talk with us as we talk about the topic of dealing with sexual addictions. Hi, Eddie. How are you?
I'm well, Michelle. I'm in the light right now, so, you know, I was in the dark for a while, but yeah, we're good now.
I know. Congratulations. And I just want to give just a quick PSA for my other guests. Princess Lanclose. She's in Louisiana. Unfortunately, this has been the 5th storm to hit Louisiana, and quite a few people are still without power. She reached out to me from her cell phone and said, you know, her data connection is not good. There's no electricity. So unfortunately, Princess will not be able to join us today. We've had her on the show previously, and she was awesome. So we'll bring her back again in the future. But we just hope that for her and so many thousands of people that still do not have power, that they get their power quick, fast, and in a hurry, because it's been days now without power. But anyway, thanks, Eddie, for joining us. Glad you guys are in the light there in Marietta. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Eddie. Give us a little background about who you are, just a little bit.
Yeah, I will. It's a long story, so I'll try to keep it as
No,
brief
you're
as
fine.
I
Go
could.
and give it to us. Set us up, Eddie. Set us up.
Okay. I spent about 25 years in the corporate America. I was a marketing and advertising executive. Very successful, did really well in that. But throughout that entire time, even starting when I was probably about 15, I had a sexual addiction of my own. Mm-hmm. And with that, you know, I carried out throughout my adult life until I was nearly almost 40 years old, about 38. I had destroyed 2 marriages because of it. But yet, to me, it was just, I had no idea why I did the things I used to do. But I was just, you know, more focused on my career and, you know, making that status for myself. And when I turned about my late 30s, and I said, you know, I'm really so tired of this. And I went and I sought therapy and realized I had what was called a avoidant attachment disorder, which basically means that, you know, I would never let people very, very close to me. I'd always keep a wall up. And because of that, whenever I got into a relationship, I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So therefore, I never really fully engaged with anyone. There was this fear that people would leave me, they would abandon me, based on things that had happened in my childhood. So therefore, that was part of the overall struggle. When I was in my late 30s and after I started getting healthy, I met this woman who still my wife today, 23, 24 years now. And she had a very Christian perspective to her. I was raised in the Catholic Church. I used to go to church, but I was one of these Christians who just threw money in the collection plate and sat there on Sunday morning, and then I would leave and just go back to the world. But she got me into a church that actually started to ground me about Christianity. And with that, my relationship with Christ really developed. But with that, what also happened is that he came and he said, look, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. I don't want you in corporate America. He goes, I have something else for you. And I was like, no, I don't like this idea at all. This is not a good idea. The bargain was I get close to you and that would be good enough. I fought him for about 2 years. If he wanted me to move into ministry, and that was the counseling ministry. And finally, I gave in. I said, fine, you win. Went back to school, got my master's in counseling, did all the state requirements that are needed here in Georgia, and set out and started my own private practice. And what started out as just a generalist, seeing everyone and anyone, whatever disorders they may struggle with. After a short period of time, all these men started coming into my practice that they looked just like me. They were going through the same problems I had, 10 years earlier. And it was like, this is bizarre. What is this about? And they were dealing with pornography addiction, sexual addiction. And I said, you know what? I think this is ultimately the reason why he put me here. So therefore, I went back and got more certifications in the area of treating both sex and pornography addiction. And since that time, my practice, my wife joined the practice about 5 years ago. She works with the women who have been betrayed. And I work exclusively with men who are dealing with sex addiction and pornography addiction, although I know it's also a growing problem among women. He had blessed our ministry beyond anything we could ever imagine. We see anywhere between 30 to 35 people a week. I turn away about 10 people a week, unfortunately, because I just don't have the bandwidth. Since my new book, Going Deeper, How the Inner Child Impacts Your Sexual Addiction, came out in February, I get calls from people not just here in Georgia, but throughout the country and actually throughout the world. And like I said, that's every single week. So we're actually going to be launching some training programs and things like that. And so anyway, that's just a quick synopsis of what I could tell you in 4 hours.
So I want to, if you don't mind, I'm going to pick apart some of the things that you said. I want to ask you, what did you do at corporate America? What was your job there?
I was in marketing and advertising. I worked in the pharmaceutical world. And what I was the director of client relationships. So therefore, client services. So therefore, I had a staff underneath me. We'd have the different accounts, and I was responsible for the account people who would be working with their client to figure out what are the promotional materials that they would be developing to sell their brand during the course of the next quarter, half year, even some cases, an entire year.
Okay. And you did that for how long?
My whole corporate career was about 25 years. I spent the last probably 17 in advertising.
Okay, wow. So that's a long term. So